Boom. Hey guys, it's Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin, and today we're gonna talk about the old stuff. Romeo y Julieta, 1875. So, let's get started.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make.
Okay, we're back. So, today is another Saturday. I had a long day, but I think it's about to get better because every time I have this kind of lifestyle with you guys, my day gets better. Let me see if this thing working today. Nope, it's not working today again. I don't know why. Something's wrong with the software. Of course, YouTube just want to make this harder, and I think YouTube really is making this harder for me because it's hard to get everything going on and view the stuff that's going on when things are not working. So maybe I need to make the font bigger so that I can read the chat box. Let me do this. Font settings, big. Here we go. And maybe that way I can read the fonts. There we go. Now I can read the font. So we have Jason. We have Michael. Let me see. Like that. All right, Jonathan. We have Jason. We have Martina, Maya. We have Michael. I'm doing good. Finished Rosa Cuba right now. What's everybody smoking? That's right. What is everybody smoking? Leave it in the comments so we can see what's everybody smoking right now. Let me close this thing here, and we'll go about talking about today. Today's cigar is one of my beginner brand. When I first started, it's Romeo y Julieta, and I swear to God, when I first started, I keep going and said Romeo y Juliet, but it's Romeo y Julieta. So hey, even today, nowadays, I still say Romeo and Julieta, but it's Julieta. I'm just gotta follow whatever they say. It is what it is. See, Joseph stopping by to say hi. You have family evening going on right now. Hey, Joseph, no problem. Make sure to enjoy your time with your family, man. Family is number one. Hey, Travis. Traficante Sinola 3. Isn't that the one with the dog tag on it? So this one is Romeo and Julieta. They call it Belicoso. That's right. And it's in the torpedo shape. I think slightly smaller than an actual Toro torpedo, but it works. And yes, please like the video when you get on. That way we can bring our group video to focus, right? We gotta bring the video to focus. Here we go. I think I'm gonna color just a little bit more because I think the draw is not enough. That's better. Here we go. So we start with stupid announcements. Is the store the store address is in the description. Donation link is in the description. All the stuff is in the description. Today I'm going with my Asian drink, bubble tea. Can't go wrong with bubble tea when you want something sweet, right? So basically, I went out today to deal with some, I guess what they call honeydews. Honeydew this, honeydew that. Got that done relatively quickly. I came home, got to relax and receive some of the stickers that I ordered, and I posted. You guys in the group should already seen it. There's only one problem. The sticker is way too big. It's this big. It's huge. It looks great, but this is huge. Look at this. I got it too big, but it's a test run, so I only have 15 pieces. Those 15 pieces will go to random packages with the one that I'm sending out for the journey. So if you order journey, you might get one. All right, and I'll go put in the smaller size for everybody to purchase in the future. I'll print some regular size, like it's just a little tad smaller for everybody to purchase in the future and see how that works out. That will take you all day. No, nothing takes me all day when it comes to it. Nothing takes me all day. I usually, I'm quite diligent when I do stuff. You know, when I plan to do something, I do it right away. So that's usually the case. In fact, if I plan to do something and I didn't do it, it's gonna bother me all day. All day long, it's gonna bother me. Very nice coffee notes. Just a little bit pepper. Hint of cedar. And kind of earthy tobacco going on with this cigar. Hey, Jay Cricket, what's going on, man? So how's everybody Saturday? I heard tomorrow's gonna snow for Massachusetts. It's gonna snow, sleet, rain. Not a good kind of weather. Not something I particularly like. I like, you know, good weather. It's like today's quite sunny though. It's kind of nice, but it's too cold for that kind of sunny weather. Just not a preferred situation. I would much rather to be warmer. Hey Todd. Daylight savings tomorrow. It's kind of love and hate kind of situation. I like it when we turn the time forward. That means we get more daytime, which I like. I don't like at 5 o'clock. It's already dark and everything. Feels like I had to go home. You know, I want to have, you know, 7 p.m. still bright. I can still smoke outside if I wanted to. That's how I like it. What's going on, Ditch the Itch? So, we're smoking the Romeo y Julietta 1875 today. And hopefully this will last me the 2 hours. If it doesn't, yeah, I have another one here. This is the Impedito. This is from, it's a brand from one of our members. And I got to meet him past Friday, or so yesterday. And he's handed me some of these to try. I tried the barber pole, it's really good. So this is the single color one. We'll see how that works out. See if that's really good. But you've seen the pictures on the group. They look pretty good. Just had to try it out. I like the shape though, because it's all like what they call Solomon shape-ish, like a torpedo-ish. But it's not as flared in the front. So we'll give that a try if this thing ends quicker than I expected. Holistic, smoke your first Atabay tonight. How do you like your Atabay? Atabay is not particularly special for me, but some people really like it. At $30 price range, is a little bit too expensive for my liking. Okay, I started to taste the nutty, the creaminess for this cigar. Of all the cigars, when I started, Romeo and Julietta really does have that easy to pick up notes. I feel like every time somebody asks me what is a good beginner stick, I always like, you know, go to Punch, you know, go to Romeo and Julietta, go to you know, those Connecticut wrapper. But at the same time, I'll tell them to try the Reserva Rio, which is also from Romeo and Julietta, because it has this really pronounced flavor that you can pick up. It's almost like, you know, it's almost like a entry door for everybody to get into that. Oh, I taste something other than tobacco. So I always recommend people to try it, like to try the Reserva Rio from Romeo Julietta, because it has that pronounced flavor. Pronounced. Not particularly interesting flavor, but it's pronounced enough that you can find it. And I swear to God, you know, when you're smoking for a while and couldn't find anything special, and all of a sudden you pick up a flavor, game changing, game changing. Do you guys remember the first time you actually picked up a flavor? You're like, oh my God, I just picked up something. Something reminds me of a flavor, a nuttiness, a coffee, whatever, that you picked it up for the very first time. It was game changing. And for me, this was the game changing stick or brand that actually got me to go, hey, something's different about this. Do you guys feel the same way? What is the first stick that actually got you go, I taste a note, I taste a flavor? A lot of people actually say that I talk to, they're like, Tony, what is the note of the cigar? What is the flavor of the cigar? You taste on the cigar, you have a palate that you can taste it. Tell me about it. I always tell people that really, the notes are just to me, what it reminds me of. It might not even exist. It could be a placebo effect that I thought is there, but it might not be, because everybody had different notes, right? Different flavor, different way of tasting stuff. And for me, I taste it, but just because I taste it doesn't mean somebody else will taste it, right? When I taste something, it gives me, it reminds me of that flavor. It doesn't necessarily I taste it. So when you try to taste, if you're one of those guys that can't taste anything, think of what that smell reminds you of, right? You have to smell it. It's not just tasting. Your taste bud doesn't have that much sensors. You can't taste that much stuff. You really have to go for your nose. And when you smell something, it reminds you of that aroma. Like when you walk by Cheesecake Factory, you gotta smell all this cooking food and stuff like that. When you walk by a Chinese restaurant, you smell of garlic and all that stuff. That's the notes that you gotta pick up. That's the flavor. That's the taste that we're talking about when it comes to cigars. When it comes to chocolate and coffee, think of when you walk by a pastry shop. That aroma that you smell, you can almost taste it. That's what it comes up to, right? When it comes to earthy, don't think about actually eating dirt, right? Think about after the rain goes down, after the rain stops, you go out, you smell that earth. That's why it reminds you of the earth, the earthiness. That's what it comes up to. Hey, Matt. Like last video, I actually tasted leather, right? And that leather wasn't like I lick leather. It's like it feels like I just walk into a leather shop. That's what it reminds me of. So, so that's the taste of leather. Usually when people say leather, I don't taste the same thing. I don't taste that leather. Last time was actually the first time I actually go, that really feels like I just walk into a leather shop and I really just smell those leather. So it really it's all experimental, right? A lot of people will find what that taste remind them of when they read a list. There's the taste wheel. That kind of helps. But if you like a specific flavor a lot, that reminds you of something. It helps to describe the cigar. It helps to enjoy the cigar more. You don't have to taste it not to enjoy the cigar. Really, it's a process of smoking the cigar that gets you. But being able to pinpoint, that smell reminds me of, that smell reminds me of, is what helps you enjoy the cigar. I think the problem with me with leather is that I think what most people pick up as leather is too close to a dark burnt cedar to me. for me to call that leather. I think that's still cedar because it tastes more of cedar than leather. And I can see where they say why that's leathery, but it wasn't like true leather to me. It's more cedar to me. So when I taste that same note, I probably call that cedar, whereas some people will call it leather. If it's close enough, you kind of have to make the decision, right? When you see a color between blue and purple, you know, some people will call blue, but some people will say purple, even though they're kind of right in between. And then most of the time, leather that I taste is closer to cedar than leather. So I'll call that cedar because it doesn't taste like leather. When I lick a leather, it doesn't taste like that. And last time was the first time because I went to a lot of leather shop before and I smelled those leather. And last time was the first time I actually like really smelled it, really picked it up, the leather. Smell is actually more pungent than taste. All right, a lot of time, you can taste something totally different than smell. But if you smell it, it can remind you right away. Like, let's just put this really nasty example. Okay, somebody walked in front of you, let off a totally, completely, really bad diarrhea, shat his pants. You gotta smell it. When you smell it, you can almost taste it. You're like, bleh, bleh, right? It's really bad. You can smell it. But when you taste something bad, you don't necessarily smell it. So when you smell something bad, you can almost taste it. But when you taste something bad, you don't necessarily smell it. So it's very important to retrohale. If you don't know how to retrohale yet, you have to learn the retrohale because it's very important for the tasting of a cigar. And I was talking about with people today and other days where they're like, I don't really like pepper. Why did they put pepper in it? Pepper kind of wakes up your taste bud. Something spicy wakes up your taste bud. When you have an appetizer, it's really something really sweet, something really spicy. Those will open up your taste bud, you know. And some sourness and stuff like that. That will open up your taste bud. And obviously, sourness in a cigar is not a good thing. So they put pepper. It's easy, right? Any Habano leaf in there will give you the pepper. So a lot of them you will just have beginning has pepper and it wears off. It's just to wake up your taste bud. And once you get used to it, there's nothing else. Hey, cat. Yeah, very cedary. For me, I'm pretty sure if somebody else tastes this one, they might say it's a little bit leathery as well. But for me, that's not leather. That's just pure cedar. Like when I bite onto a cedar, that's how it tastes. Yeah, I'm kind of weird. I went to bite cedar the other day, not long ago, to kind of get, is that really cedar? You know, but you can really tell the cedar note if you light your cigar with the cedar spill. The first puff is so cedary, you're not gonna miss the cedar for the rest of the cigar. But yeah, so what I consider as leather will be only that cigar from last time. I have not tasted the same leather before. That's something different. And this is what is so cool about a cigar, right? Learning new thing by tasting new stuff. You have to taste it to learn about new flavors, new notes. If you don't, you know, eventually you'll get used to a certain cigar, a certain flavor. You're not gonna be able to pick it up. So always change it up. Always change it up. I know like everybody have go-to cigars, but if you don't change it up, it's not gonna be that much of an enjoyment, right? If you think of it this way, if all your life you eat rice and somebody asks you how rice tastes like, you're like, rice tastes like rice. But rice actually have very, very different rice. Different rice breeds taste different. Jasmine rice actually tastes like jasmine if you eat Japanese rice long enough and just all of a sudden eat jasmine rice. So I would recommend people to just change it up, always change it up. I know some people like Maduro, like strong cigars, like dark Habano leaves, you know, if Corojos, you know, that kind of cigar. But once in a while, if you just go and smoke a really light Connecticut cigar, and then go smoke something else again, it brings another dimension. It kind of erase the palate and give you more flavor again. When you have something really light and also have something really heavy, it enhances it because your body tries to balance that taste. Yes, I had the salty notes, but the salty note is not by itself. It reminds me of something that's salty, like a salty caramel or salty woodsy salt. It's not really salt itself. It's just kind of this note, but more salty. So instead of salt, it's a flavor that's more flavorful in terms of salty. It dries your mouth a little bit, but it's not actually salt. Didn't Tim just talk about back to back in one of his videos? Yeah, this week sometime. I think I watched a video about back to back. Who did the back to back reviews? Could be Bob too. I think I watched one. No, it's definitely Tim. Tim did the back to back. What's up, Damon Jones? A little bit of oak in here too, and now I start to taste the almond. Almonds is always in this Romeo and Julietta cigars. Every Romeo and Julietta cigar I smoke has a little bit almond in it, which I like because being Asian, being Japanese, I love almond flavor stuff. So when it comes to almond, it's my thing. The tie is a little, the draw is a little tight for me. Like that's the part that kind of can ruin it. But I think it's because the soot on this. So press it a little bit, loosen up a little bit. Yep, nutty, almondy, cedar in the back, a little bit sweet, and then ends with bitter coffee. Very good cigar. Very good cigar. I mean, I would recommend anybody to smoke some Romeo and Julietta. It's just because the way they made it is consistent. It's consistent. It's not expensive. It's not expensive at all. So for those people who want to try, people beginning, people who are moving up their strength profile, right, from light to medium, kind of transition through, Romeo and Julietta is best one to go towards your medium flavor, towards the medium body part of it. So make sure to try that. Make sure to try that. 1875 is a good one, but my favorite from Romeo and Julietta definitely had to be Reserva Rio. So I know everybody is curious about Journey and where is that going right now. Simply say it's missing one more sticker. Alright, basically the word Journey. Once I have that, I glue it on and I'll start sending those people who does not need a box. Now, when it comes to the box, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna send the samples to Dennis. And what Dennis is gonna do is try to fit the box and all that, make sure it's okay. And then he's gonna order those boxes. And once he orders those boxes, I'm gonna start collecting the money, and so that I can pay him for those boxes. And once he get all those boxes together, he's gonna send it to me, package it up. Whoever that's missing the box with the cigars, I'll package it all up and send it to you. It's gotta be in one of those big boxes with bubble bag, huge ones that I had to go pick up because the box is this big, it won't fit in normal stuff. So I'm gonna try to pack it up as best as I can, but keep in mind if it does get damaged, we can replace it. So I will try to bubble wrap it, everything and all that stuff. Hopefully USPS doesn't ruin it. So yeah, if you haven't liked the video, make sure every time you watch our live shows to click the like. The reason if you click the like is more people is gonna, you know, it's gonna move out the ladder in terms of what pumps up as live shows, and people can actually find us easier, join our crew, join our video, and that might make 1,000 subscribers easier. And like I say, if we hit 1,000 subscribers ever, I will go review the Oro Blanco. I will just go down there and pay the price to get Oro Blanco, and I'll review it live for you guys. I started smoking cigars last September. My first stick was a Don Thomas, Connecticut, brought at a duty-free cigar store in Canada. And the next cigar I tried was the T52. After that, I started my journey. Good, good. I'm smoking my journey as soon as I open it. I hope you got two, right? You got two, right? You got more than one, right? That sucks. Yeah, USPS, it's kind of like, yeah, you have to only count on yourself. You can't count on USPS to protect your stuff that well. Same with UPS. They like to throw package all the way across my driveway. I have videos of it. People, they will drive up to my driveway, either leave right at the walkway, which is 2 car length or 3 car length away from my garage, or they just toss it across to my garage. They do that all the time. So if you only got one, I can only tell you I'm not gonna redo those wax again. So once you crack the wax, it's coming off. It's never going back on again. Just so you know, make sure you take a picture. So everybody, when you receive the Journey cigar, please, please, please make sure you post picture everywhere. Let people know that, you know, we did it. We did it. Okay, let people know that we did it. Post it everywhere, everywhere. Because that's hard work. That's hard work, not only for my part, but everybody's part. Because we came out with, you know, design, logo, all those stuff. And, you know, it's a long journey waiting. Even though it doesn't seem like that long. You know, we only been established for, what, like 2 months, 3 months? And we only started that Journey cigar about a few weeks ago. So, it's going on. It's going on. So that's going on. So what's the next? What's the next thing we're going to do? I can tell you this, okay? Because originally, I was thinking the Journey is gonna be a Maduro cigar. Alright? But we end up going the high road. We go the premium stuff for our first one. And what's gonna happen next is I'm working with Noro. He's gonna work with manufacturers and stuff like that to get our next cigar. And that next cigar is gonna be much cheaper than this one. Okay? Not gonna have fancy package, but we will try to get bands on it, okay? And basically, it's gonna have a logo on the band, actual cigar, exclusive blend, in terms of Maduro. It's gonna be a lot cheaper because he's gonna help us get it from the manufacturer directly, and it's gonna be easier packaging. It's gonna be much cheaper. So help me come up with a name for that one. It's gonna be for the summer. And it's gonna be, I think, $7 to $8 range, if anything like that. It depends how much the band costs. But it's gotta be good. And I'm gonna smoke them and then let you guys know which ones are the good ones, and make sure we do the good ones. I'm not gonna get one that we can't smoke. Gotta get one that we could. Have I tried one yet? Yes, I did try one in one of the Facebook Live. Make sure that's a good one before we choose them. Because I'm not gonna, you know, like I said, in the beginning I was like, you know what, I just gotta get whatever cigar just so that it can fit in the box and whatever, we can all have it. but that cigar wouldn't be smokable. But if I want you guys to smoke it, it's gotta be something good. All right, it's gotta be something amazing. It's gotta be something that at least worth that price. If it's not gonna make you guys smoke it. Now, in terms of the name, I think we want to use one word that represented us. You know, in the first one was a journey. It was a journey for us to start. We started this journey, and we started the whole group. We started, you know, building the group. That's a journey. We started the journey, right? And next one, let's pick another word that's the process of that journey. Let's pick a word that we can be proud of instead of calling it legionnaire, because the legionnaire will be something I want to do when we have succeeded wildly. All right, something like 2-year, 3-year mark, something like that. In a commemorative, you know, the legionnaire would, and something like that. I want to make a big band, you know, a big band that covers like 1/3 of the freaking cigar, and just say legionnaire. It's gotta be oomph, you know. So that's reserved for one of our good cigars in the future. Okay. So help me come up with another name for the summer cigar, and I think that, you know, Maduro summer beer is gonna be perfect. It's gonna be perfect. All right, and it's gonna be cheap enough where we can all get a few, not just like one, right? We can all get a few, and it's gonna be quick. So it's gonna be a lot faster than this time. It'll be just order, bend it, done. Right? It's not gonna have limited. I'm not gonna do the stamping again. Oh my god, that's hard. That's hard. Maybe I will do on the packaging, where the envelope or whatever. But I'm not gonna do the tube thing again, because that's a lot of work. And once I did it, it's like, oh my god, it takes hours. So come up with a better name. Come up with something that we can be proud of. That we don't. Once we tell somebody this is what this, like when we're smoking it. Oh, why are you smoking? Oh, I'm smoking the Shadow Smokers Legion. Bam, whatever that is. And they're like, oh, that sounds interesting. Where can you find it? And you gotta go, sorry, can't buy it. Nowhere. That's how we gotta do it, you know? And hopefully in the future, another, you know, brand or store will work with us to make us a cigar, you know, a couple times a year. That would be kind of cool. I think that's kind of cool. I want it to be exclusive. I want it to be just for us. So, you know, if your local brand, whatever your local brand wanted to do that for us, let me know. We can talk to them. We can work on it. You know, we should have our exclusive cigar all the time. So that, you know, every time we go around, we always have 1 or 2 stick of our own, even though it's not, you know, by the, you know, we don't have our own cigar store, we don't have our own cigar lounge, but, you know, it's like a memory of that we succeeded. Somebody have made a cigar for us, something like that. Going out there, we know the backstory of it. We know at every part, all of us had a hand in it, you know, naming, designing, decisions, everything has all of us in there, you know, our thoughts, our hard work, you know, our familyship per se is in there. So that's the good thing about that, the good thing about making our own cigars. Even though we don't have a store, we don't sell cigars, we just have somebody made it for us. You know, if maybe one day Tim goes, hey Tony, let's make a cigar for your group, I'll totally be so excited. I'll be like, hey, let's do it. You know, give me like 400 of those. Something like that, you know. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, long term to go. Long term. Still going. come on. The stickers. There we go. And here's another thing I kind of want to address about Zio cigars. All right, not picking fights though. Not picking fights. So I know if you guys watched the last live video from Cigar Mechanic, Brendan Wells, he was worried about mentioning where we can find the Esposa, something like that, and then can't remember the name exactly how to pronounce it, but he mentioned Zio cigars, and he mentioned another one, Cigar International or something like that. Oh no, TNT. He mentioned TNT, and I just want to mention that I am not a business, so if you want to mention Zio cigar, that's totally fine. I'm mutual towards Zio cigars. Alright, I'm mutual. I just not particular to them. You know, if I had a choice between buying from TNT or Zio, I buy from TNT. That's me. I have nothing against them. Just that in terms of me getting over the whole story, I haven't got over it yet. I'm still thinking about it. I still, you know, should I buy from them like ever? You know, for Cigar Mechanic, he's a rep, so he had to be mutual. Everybody who he carries stuff that, you know, is good. There's nothing wrong with Zio cigars. So if you buy from Zio cigars, so be it. You know, if you want to show off the cigars in the group that's from Zio, do it. You know, don't think because I personally has a little mental issue against Zio cigars that you cannot talk about it or you can't show it. You know, if you get something what they're blend you want to talk about in the group, do it. You know, it's I have nothing against it. I'm just mutual. They're more like indifferent. I don't care. So not gonna have any issues. I'm not that narrow-minded people. I just have my own standard that I follow. That doesn't mean that you guys cannot talk about it. That doesn't mean that you guys cannot smoke the cigar or whatever. You know, do it. You know, this is all about exploring and experimenting different cigars. So, I like Bradley and I'm a friend with him on Facebook. Yeah, I mean, totally fine. I don't have issue with him. All right, I have the issue with the concept of how he launched it. So, yeah, buy his cigar, buy it from him. That's totally fine. I mean, I'm a supporter of Cigars Daily. Both TNT and Zio Cigar is a competition, but I am not a business. I'm just a consumer, right? Now, because I'm a consumer, I have preference, but that doesn't mean that they're any bad. They're not bad, right? It doesn't mean that you know, saying anything about them will offend me. It won't. You won't. I'm just, you know, prefer certain stores more than another. So there's nothing wrong with them. You know, Brendan says, hey, you can find that cigar in Zio, and if you find a better deal in Zio, go for it. You know, if you find a better deal in Zio cigar, you go for it. And I think that just drives and give the it gives the message to Cigars Daily. Hey, Cigar Daily, if people are buying the same cigar from Zio Cigars, maybe you should compete with them by giving us better deals. So that's a good thing for consumers. As a consumers, if we buy the same cigar from something that's relatively close to each other, then we're looking for competitions. So, Tim, just so you know, gotta carry more. Hey, Nate. How he launched, I think I don't think he necessarily piggyback. I mean, ideas are free, right? This is it's capitalist society, so everybody takes one idea and then make their own. That's how it is. That's totally fine. I just have an idea how that doesn't like how it became. I don't know. I just don't like. How do I have to describe that? The approach of it. I mean, obviously, everybody took an idea. I mean, cigar review is nothing new, right? And people that took cigar review to the next level, opened their own, is nothing new. So, you know, if you had to say that he piggybacked off his idea, then Tim also piggybacked some off TNT, right? Technically, because that started off of TNT and he brought it to become his own. So it's not the idea how he come about, it's how he executed. And I'm pretty sure he wouldn't care about, you know, how I feel anyway. So yeah, I'm just one guy. So he does his thing, and I do mine. Tim does his. It's just the way it is, right? I mean, we're a group of consumers, and they are business. You gotta know that there's a difference between how a business think what's best for them versus a consumer think what's best for us. SSL Collective. Is that supposed to be a name suggestion? Cigar is still really good, but it comes to a little tight draw, and because it's tight draw, I kind of pressed it too hard to crack the leaf. But it's not the fault of the leaves, because I tried to massage it hard to get the draw ease up. Nevertheless, it's still a good cigar. Still a really good cigar. Just so you know, I like this cigar a lot. And this is where I tell you it's worth it. It's worth the money. Go try it. If you're a light strength smoker, transition out with this cigar. You're gonna like it. Good stuff. So yeah, I don't have any beef with them. I just, you know, and I know that Cigar Mechanic is being really respectful. He's like, you know, I know you're a supporter of Cigars Daily, so I might not want to mention that name. And I just want to put it out there that I don't have a problem with them. I don't have a problem with them. Cigar stores. I have no problem with them. SSL Silhouette. Oh, I just want to put it out there. New members. I know a lot of people has been joining us. And new members, make sure you read our rules and guidelines. Our rules and guidelines is not many of them, but we do have a few that will tick me off a lot. So make sure you read the guidelines. They're easy to follow. Once you follow it, we are all good. The community worked very well so far with those rules and guidelines. We only have, what, 7 of them? And some of them are like common sense. And the other 2 or 3 are more like, because you will take me off, let's not do that. How do you see the silhouette of a shadow? Good question. By shining lights on it. I want to talk about our hashtags. Here we go. There's got to be a way to put the second S backwards. So you have an S and the second S backwards, and L. That way we could expect to be able to tell what's the difference between the SSL from, like, you know, websites versus our SSL. I think we should make one of the S backwards or something. Just change something, one of the words. Or maybe S money sign L. You know, something like that. That way we can kind of tell the difference between the SSL for internet protocols for security versus our SSL. I think we should do one of those. Either money sign SL or S money sign L or a backward S SL, something like that. We need to figure out a way. So yeah, I'm done with this one. Uh, let's see. Let's see. 45 minutes in. That's it. That was quick. That means round 2. It's the other Tony. We have a lot of Tony. Which Tony? Tony Murray? Tony Murray? We can do that. So yeah, we just had to find out another hashtag for it because I know a lot of people confused and all that stuff. A patience or patience? Zero patience. Hey Tony, zero patience. Okay, I see. It does. I think we had to figure it out. That's right. Here we go. So now I'm gonna light this up. This is the Epentito. So this is a cigar from Nolo, and now he's one of our members at Shadow Smokers Legion, and he did let me smoke one of the barber pole that he have, and now he's I'm trying one without a barber pole, and I'm gonna try these, and eventually I'll have some of these to give out to you guys to try. That's a good one, right? Gotta make sure this is good. I'm gonna ask him for more, and then I'll give away. Gotta do giveaways, right? Come on. SoySauceAssassin always give away stuff. That's the way we do it, right? That's the way we do it. So this end I already have a little bit opening, and I'm pretty sure you had to, some people will rather cut this off. I'm just gonna let it the way it is. And I'm gonna cut and draw. Hey, no problem. I mean, I'm the Davidoff guy. Draw. Coffee. Draw, coffee. A little bit spicy too. Coffee. So, yeah, I mean, I'm so glad that, things are kind of slowing down a little bit, that I can finally slow down a little bit. Very important to me that I need to kind of just take my time, because I'm a type of person that just really, once I think about something I gotta do, I can't wait to do it. I just have to do it. If I don't, I'll think about it all day long. So I'm kind of glad that I can do that. Davidoff Yamasa rate from 1 to 10. Maybe a 8. Maybe an 8. Yamasa is pretty good. Yamasa is pretty good. My only problem with Yamasa is really the price range. It's a little bit too high for my liking. It's not a bad cigar. It's pretty good, but the price, especially when I buy it from the store, they're expensive, and it's not the same range as the Nicaraguans. So it's just not how I like it. All right, Martina Maya. See you later. Okay, this one is a little bit earthy. It has a little bit of bitterness towards the cedar, but you can taste the coffee right after that bitterness ends. Let's continue. I might have to let it a few more times because the way is small to big. I don't want to have burn issues, so I might have to let it out a few more times. Yep. It's got this really dark, bitterish coffee notes to it, so right away you get that, and kind of finish off with just a little bit of pepper, not a lot of it. Of course, I get some bits. I love the Davidoff Nicaragua. I think of that series of the Oscuro, Nicaraguan, and Yamasa. I think I like the Nicaragua better. Oscuro is slightly different. I don't know why Oscuro fit into that collection, but it does. Now it gets sweeter. Sweet coffee to go through. A little bit caramel at the end with the nose. All right, a little bit caramel. A little bit cookie, like a butter cookie almost. Maybe gingerbread. It's good. It's good cigar. Not too complex, yet there's flavor in there that you can pick it up. So far not bad. So far not bad. And you know me. If the other tastes like shit, I tell you it tastes like shit. But right now, so far, pretty good. I'll prefer the draw to be more loose though. Yeah, it really tastes like cookies. I'm not kidding. It tastes like cookies. Just in the back where the nose is, like right before it hits your nose, it tastes that cookie aftertaste. It's actually really sweet. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. I'm not kidding. So you're not the only one who think that that cigar. What we're talking about the Oscuro or the Nicaraguan? If anybody likes VS Imperial 55 Habano, PM me. I will send you a bunch for free. In Conus, not to my liking. I don't even know what that cigar is. I don't even know which one it is. No. This is not the Romeo and Julietta. Romeo and Julietta gets me the almond taste, but not necessarily the cookie taste. But this one gets me the cookie taste. This is the Empedito. I don't know what it means. I just know it's a slang. It's light. Oh, okay. Victor Sinclair. I might want to try one of those. Maybe a tray. But yeah, so far in the beginning, it's actually surprisingly good because I taste the cookie on this thing. So at the beginning it was kind of bitter, but it kind of transitioned because the cookie is really sweet. And that sweetness is when I for the Romeo y Julieta is the almondy flavor that I get. So I really recommend you to get some like sweet almond nuts with almond flavoring and just give it a taste. You can really pick it up on the Romeo and Julieta. Okay. Like I say, it's gonna burn a little bit weird because the little tip doesn't burn that well, and some people do cut it off, but I just let it the way it is. I'm just gonna help it a little bit. I have to say, I do smoke a little bit more than I usually do lately. Tend to have to. I'm moving towards a 2 cigar a day now, only because I want to do a review for you guys. I want to hang out with you guys on Facebook, on YouTube, and at the same time, I go, so many things going on. I want to have my time to relax as well. So I tend to have 2 cigars now. A little bit more than I like. I just want 1 cigar, but 2 cigars. Still not too bad. Some people do 10 cigars, 8 cigars. So So how's everybody's Saturday so far? What's your plan for Sunday? You know, especially with 1 hour we gotta lose. What is your plan? My plan tomorrow is actually nothing. I'm just gonna relax for the day. I feel like there's so many going on that finally went down to a flat slope that I can finally not do much, and you know, I just want to relax. You always need more cigars, so that's good. Yeah, that cookie start to remind me of a gingerbread cookie. Start to have that flavor. Prepping retirement in 5 years. Prepping retirement for 5 years. Have you thought about what you want to do when you retire? Playing chess on chess.com. I'm currently listening while taking wife's ice skating for her first time. Fun stuff. That's good. Use your weekend wisely. That's a good part. You know, I want to go snowboard. I haven't snowboarded for a long time. I haven't snowboarded for 4 or 5 years now. Just never had the drive and the time to drive all the way there and snowboard and fall on my ass a few times. You know. I always tell people when you plan on retiring, plan on going back to work too. A lot of people, after they retire, they wish they go back to work. So if you don't have a long-term plan, what do I want to do for 10 years of my retirement? Expect to go back to something light, but now this time you can do a more relaxed form of working. You can choose to work and you can choose not to work. Get a job that you really enjoy rather than you really care for the money, right? Go work in a cigar shop. Go, you know, some people like ocean. They go work in a shop in the ocean to get the benefit of using all those ocean equipments. People who like to chat with people go work in the bar. You know, just work on a job that you rather enjoy rather than making the money. Expect to do that, and that's what what the best plan I think it is. Because a lot of people say, okay, once I retire, I'm not gonna work. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna relax every day. It gets boring. So I would say instead of retiring, go do something you love to do and make money while you're at it. I think that is the best way to do this. It will keep you going. You know, active person live longer. So you know, you wouldn't be we don't want to be the old guy that sits at home every day and just go, yeah, after this afternoon, I'm just gotta go to a cigar bar and just smoke there. But if you gotta do that anyway, why don't you just work in the cigar shop? Right? Think of something that you want to do rather than not doing anything. Right? So retirement doesn't necessarily that means that you gotta stop working. Continue to work, but do something that you love to do. You know, if you love your job, you never work a day in your life. So a lot of time, because of money, we choose to do things that we don't like, but particularly. But if you end up doing something you like and you can make money on it, you always has money. You will never run out from your retirement portion of it. And so long as you earn certain percentage lower, you still can collect your Social Security, and your money's gonna last way longer. Because technically, you never have enough money to retire. You never do, right? Things are always going up in price, but your money's not going up. Your money's going down because all you're doing is spending money. Yeah, I mean, that's a good idea. If you like that, that's what you like to do. That's a good way to just have easy job. You still have social life. You gotta know when you retire, your friends might not be. That means you got too much time to yourself and nobody to hang out with, right? So why not get a job, right? Get an easy one. Get a part-time. Get something that you like to do though. Make sure it's something that you like to do. And for any reason that you're pissed off with your job, you can turn around and say, screw this, I'm not gonna work anymore. Because you are retired. You could just go, I don't like this, I'm not gonna do it anymore. Toss it to the side and done, go home. That's the best feeling when you can do that. I beta test video games, but you know, I don't get paid. Well, I only do one of the things that I do that I get paid is reviewing patent. That I like to do. I love to look at people's patent and say, your patent is shit. But you know, that's probably what I would do when I retire. I still want to do stuff. What I would do is do something technology related on the side and still do Shadow Smoker's Legion when I retire. That's the best part. And if I do retire, you know, I want it to be like almost full time Shadow Smoker's Legion. So checkmate in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Don't play against computer, man. Or are you just making fun of the noobs? Yeah. So, oh, this thing's so sweet and nice. I keep tasting a lot of sweet notes, and the cedar and tobacco is not the primary notes in this, which is very enjoyable because I don't like the particular boring tobacco flavor. I do like the notes, the flavoring. This is sweet at the nose. This is sweet at the nose. So once you get the back of the throat right here, before it goes to the nose, sweet. I like it. I think it's a good cigar for those people that actually like coffee flavored cigars, like those infused ones, but want to try something that's not infused. This is it. This is it. Good cigar. I do my regular work now and train mechanics too. Doing the training after retirement will be normal thing, but less often. And that's a good thing. So you're getting paid to enjoy your retirement. You don't have too much responsibility. You do the minimum. And your retirement's got to be great. You still got to be paid, and hopefully you get, you know, whatever your job give, maybe a pension, maybe not. If they do, that's great. If not, you get paid or pay vacation and all that stuff. So continue income is the best way to retire. Not, you know, not going down and just spend the money. That's not gonna be fun. Gotta work in the morning and time change. I'm heading off to bed. Have a good night. Have a good night, Jason. So yeah, internal retirement, especially you want to keep up with your cigar habits, that's the best way to do it. Continue to work, but don't work a job that you don't like. Do something that you like. Do something that you like, but then you can work as if you don't care. That's the best part. Never get a job like you want to beg for the job. Always get a job because you're good at it. Always get a job that because you're good at it, and you can make it very efficient, make your day easier, rather than something not. So, I bet a lot of you were thinking about what happened to that car dealer thing. So I went over there and talked to the car dealer. I went over there and saw the new general manager. And general manager, if you're watching this, you're not that friendly. I don't like you. Sorry. You didn't even come shake my hand or talk to me, so no. But I did meet somebody that I know of. So Andrew over at that dealer came over and said, hey Tony, what's going on? You know, he was as friendly as usual. I talked to him about the car that I had ordered, and he said, no, it's still coming. It's in Maine. It's actually on its way here. I go, I don't, you know, I'm not that enthusiastic about buying that car now. So but he say basically he's still there. You know, if I need to talk to somebody, I can talk to him directly. I can chat with them. You know, we're still friends. And I told him that I'll take a look, but no promises, because I don't feel the same way about that dealer anymore. It's not the same. He said everything's still the same. I was like, no, it's not the same. So I didn't go. I go in there. I still see a lot of people that I met with who went to the racetrack and all that stuff. We became friends, and that's a nice thing. But your general manager kind of, you know, the size, the moon, and the feel of the dealer, it just didn't feel that way. So it sees me and go, hi, how you doing? And just walk by me and go to his office. No, I tell you, if that was Tim, not Tim Swanson, but Tim that used to work in that dealer, he come over to shake my hand first. He come over and ask about my day, how's everything doing, talk about new car that came out. He wouldn't just walk in his thing. He will walk out of his office if he see me. So, not the same feel. I may or may not buy that car, but that dealer and me is pretty much over. That's good. Your pension is 70% of your regular wage. That's good. So you'll be fine. Keep up with your cigar habit. You'll be fine. What if you love your job you currently and you're young? If you love your job currently and you're young, make sure to take risk at it. Make sure to take risk at it. A lot of things I do, I ask myself, what is the worst case scenario? If you love your job, you can excel at it. And because you can excel at it, you can take risks. Make suggestions to change your job to the way that you think is best. Take risks on it. You like your job, but you want to open a business. Gotta get some startup first. It took a lot of putting your own money in the retirement to get there. So your pension is not provided by a company that you had to pay in, you actually had to pay into the pension. That's not really pension, that's like a saving plan. Like 401k maybe. Nate, being a family, before you start a startup, write up a business plan and give it to me, read it first. And I'll give you the cruel, really sad truth about your plan. Then you can go about taking that risk. Don't start a business without writing a business plan. Don't act on your business plan without somebody reading it. Okay? Make sure you do that. I won't even charge you. Just give me to read it. Make sure. I don't want I don't want anybody from Cigar from our Shadow Smokers Legion getting to a startup financial crisis. I got a regular pension, but we have deferred comp. We can add money into the pension. I guess that's okay. So, but I didn't like the fact that you had to put in your pension rather than having them give you the pension, because whatever money you put, I hope they give you interest on your pension that actually raised up the percentage higher, because they're holding on to your money. That money could be earning something else in reality when you use it for yourself. It could change a lot of things. You know, for example, that same pension might have paid for another house that you bought. You could sell the house at a higher value. You still gained. So, you know, make sure that pension is to your liking, that actually give you percentage more than what its value is. Then that makes sense. But if it's just like, you know, if you continue to pay this, then you can get that back. That's something that doesn't make sense. But good for you. You really got your retirement set up. So that's good stuff. Wow, that's a lot. 3% of your wages into the pension will last 25 years. That's a lot. Alright. I think that's a lot. 3%, 25 years, that's a lot. But good for you though, staying there for 25 years, that's a long time. That's a long time. Average people staying in their job for 5 to 10 years. And within 10 years, they jump to another job. So 25 years is a long time. Now, coffee and cocoa, a lot of it, sweet, cedar, less of a cookie, but still sweet. Get a little bit woodsy here, so half point. You was 1. What does that mean? I was 1. I don't think I get that. Usually people don't realize that, your money today is actually worth more in the future if you use it now. If you keep your money today and use it in the future, it's worth less. Just so you know that concept. Get that concept in your mind. Right? Learn that money today is worth more today than in the future. Just so you know. In a really reality-driven way of thinking, you don't know if you have tomorrow. So if you don't use that money, it's not yours, right? Money you don't spend is not yours. Right? You put it in the bank. Bank actually take that money to go invest. That's what they give you the interest for. Your money is actually not in the bank. If everybody today go to the bank and says, I want to take my money out, they go bankrupt right away. So you got to know that money you don't spend is not yours. That's number 1. Number 2 is that we go through inflation. So today's money, if you don't spend it today, it's not worth nearly as much in the future. All right, you got to know the interest that you earn could be taxed. So you're technically not earning anything. Right? If you think about $40 back in the day can buy you a Rolex, or maybe $100 can buy you a Rolex. Nowadays you need 10 grand to buy that Rolex. So if you think about it, how you buy a Rolex $100 that back then, today is worth 10 grand. So money you spend at that time is worth more. That if you keep that $40 to today, that $40 is worth $40. And $40 gets you a meal or a family meal worth of meal in McDonald's. Cigar will get more expensive in the future because of inflation. So dollar value is going down as you go because more and more money is out there being printed. So there's always going to be inflation. Expect 2 to 3% of inflation every year. So your money actually lose 2% of value every year continuously. So if you save your money for 10 years, your bank is only give you what, 2 to 3% annual yield. So that only breaks even, but things go up in price. So technically your money is worth less as time goes. And that goes the same with cigars, right? Now, so for cigars to be able to afford the employees and all that stuff, as things get more materialistic, gets higher and more expensive, your cigar prices goes up and your dollar value goes down. So cigar is gotta go progressively more expensive. Hey Sherry, no, we're just talking about finance and all that stuff. Try to get a concept in people. Sometimes I like to offer that kind of advice so that we can help the members here while I'm smoking the cigar. This cigar is good though. I'm smoking the Petito. It's from Nolo's brand, and it's actually a pretty good cigar so far. So yeah, if you think about it, although materials thing goes down, your dollar value goes down. Things are actually more expensive. If you think about how much it costs 20 years ago to buy a house versus how much it costs today, the value is just not the same. You're actually losing money by keeping the money to spend for the future rather than spending it now. Something more tangible that has value for the future. I mean, things might get cheaper is because like certain things get cheaper. Things with fashion, things with technology, they get cheaper as they go. But that's because they're obsolete. So when they're obsolete, they're worth less. And you know, a lot of people think, oh, I'm getting a better deal if I wait to get a phone, cell phone, a year or 2 years late, I'm paying half the price, if not less. But you're buying something that's already half obsolete. By the time you bought it, you're buying something that's less value with more money, technically, if you think of it that way. For example, if I buy a computer $2,000 today, a year later it's gonna be $1,000. Another year later it's gonna be $500. But that's 2 years back, and everything requires more, thus they make higher value. And you're buying that computer, technically you're buying something that's already obsolete, the things that they actually want to get rid of. So you're paying something that has less than no value for value. So I always want to spend the money now and get something that's more future proof than something that's not. Thank you, Federal Reserve and modern money mechanic, aka the fractional reserve banking. I don't understand Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve does not reserve anything. There's no money there. They regulate things that nobody understands, not even your government. So I can't give you any advice from that because nobody understands what Federal Reserve does, other than choose to print more money. So I really don't know what they do. Nobody knows what they do. They can't be investigated because nobody would know what they do. They don't disclose anything. They don't even answer to your government. They don't answer to the government, period. So that's kind of like a false concept. That's kind of the weird concept. You know, back when, you know, Alex Greenspan talked about mortgage and then take home equity loans and all that stuff, that's really tricking you to play with your money because they need people to spend money. And when people spend money, money circulates. Every purchase and transactions actually generates tax money. So that's what they get you to do. They pick things up and put it down. That's all they do. I don't know what they do. I can honestly tell you that nobody understands what they do, other than them, their own people. Being a nowadays situation, every country is in debt. There's not one country that's not in debt, really. So every country is in debt. You can expect your money to keep going that way. So spend it while you can. Spend it wisely, though. I'm not saying that go out and just buy everything that you like. You know, buy things wisely. Things that you know you're gonna need in 10 years, and you'd rather to pay it now than 10 years later. Pick out the book Modern Money Mechanic. That depends. What kind of book is that? I do not read any finance books, only because finance is a concept of opinions. When you read one person's finance concept, you skew yours, and that's always the problem. When you watch like Bloomberg shows, and talk about finance and stuff like that, nobody agrees with each other. Why? Because the whole finance is about concept and about guessing game. It's like, you know, expecting what the future is gonna happen. So they always always want to give you their own opinions. So it's not really factual in a way. But yeah, if I was to invest money, I'll put money in what I need. So if you gotta know where to spend your money, think of walking humidor. Walking humidor will make your retirement much more fun, and it's something that you can pass down to your kids. Right? It's kind of the weirdest thing. Like, when you pass money down to your kids, they had to pay tax on it. Like, what? I already paid tax on that. Buy something physical, then there's no tax. You don't pay tax leaving your son $100 of a nice cigars. Property. Things about property is you still pay property tax. Property and car is two things you never finish paying for. Alright? House, home, you always pay tax on it. You pay cars, you pay excise tax, you pay registration, you pay maintenance on the cars. House, same thing, you always have to fix it up. You cannot just leave a house on maintenance. You always have to pay your property tax. And even when you pass down your house, there's still tax. You sell your house, there's tax. You never finish paying for it. No, it's not eliminated, it's actually capped. So up to a certain point, you don't pay tax. Once it's over that point, you pay tax. But inheritance tax, there's always inheritance tax. Alright, so there's always inheritance tax, especially, for example, even if you buy a house with your parents to remove their name when they die, you pay their portion. That portion is become a gift. Now you pay gift tax. Uncle Sam got hands in everything. So what I do, I would, if I was to save up money for my kids, I'll put them in cash and nobody knows how much I have. Banking is the government's way to know how much money you really have. Right? Property is usually not a horrible investment though. Yes and no. When it comes to property, when you pass down, you pay tax. When you sell it, you pay tax. And you have to constantly maintenance that property. So it's an ongoing expense. Even if you don't do anything about it, you have to pay tax every year. Or quarterly if you own the house outright. So it's not... Even corporation pays tax, man. You can have deductible, but depends on your state. Some state requires minimal earning per corporation to pay that tax. You can put it in the trust. Still, in the end, there's tax. Again, your property is only value at the price that people are willing to pay it. If you don't sell it, technically it has a value of 0, but the government assess how much your house is worth. It has to constantly pay insurance on it. It has to constantly pay money on it, even if you don't do anything to it. So, that's still work. That's still labor. That's still time. That's still money. So, I wouldn't say that's the best investment. I mean, if you ask me what I prefer, do I prefer for an inheritance of 10 houses, or do I prefer an inheritance of a safe deposit box somewhere that holds a stack of $10 million in money, cash? I take the safe deposit box. Because now I don't have to report that. Spend it as I want. No one's gonna charge me inheritance tax on a stack of cash. I don't have to report that. It's not earning. I have that. Government doesn't know how much money you have in cash. They can't audit that. Why do you think every criminal uses cash? There's no way to audit that. If I go out and buy a car in cash, what are you gonna do? Right? No credit, no nothing. You're invisible. So cash is king. Cash is king. Cash is not theory. It's not in theory. House price is in theory. When the housing bubble burst, everybody's house price tanked. Right? Nobody's buying a house because it's a theory value. How much we think it values, right? So, but cash, there's no theory value. A dollar is dollar. A stack of $100 is worth more than a D on a house. I might have sound like mobster because in theory that's how they operate and that's how they get around from tax, right? And everything's taxed though, so you think about a way to, how do I avoid that? How do I avoid that? I don't know, like 10% of tax, inheritance, and all that stuff. Well, cash, gold coins, you can't really trace that, can you? So, like the whole system that we are working with today help the government gauge how much money you really have. Your tax return, your bank savings, those are disclosed to the government. But then the government doesn't know you own a TV, right? Or the government doesn't know you have a safe deposit box and how many guns you really have, technically. So, tangible goods is actually better than intangible good. In theory, like net worth. Net worth is not tangible. You could lose that value in 2 days if you wanted to, right? You can be a billionaire and tomorrow you say the wrong word on TV, that goes down. So, what's my thought in cryptocurrencies? Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Cryptocurrency is, I think, the biggest scam in this current generation. Same thing like money, cash. In God we trust. Something that backs it up, right? There's a thing that backs the value of money. But cryptocurrency has nothing that backs the value of money. Zero. Nothing is backing the value of that money. No money is in it. It's just numbers. So don't buy into something that has no value, because in the end, if that thing tanks, you got nothing, right? Dollar's still a dollar. Dollar is backed by gold. So gold's value is, compared to amount of money that's printed, has a value. But gold has its value. Digital number has no value, right? It was technically, cryptocurrency used to be in mobster we trust. We trust that mobster is gonna give me that money that we transfer through that cryptocurrency. So now that there's no mobster behind it, there's no value in those currency. And obviously people are pumping money trying to keep it up. But in the end, as soon as any government says, now that cryptocurrency is illegal, we do not recognize it, no more using that, then that cryptocurrency just went to zero that fast. So don't do that. I don't recommend it. I can't recommend it. You know, my brother even asked me, like, how do we mine, like, you know, cryptocurrencies? I even built him a test rig to see how it works. No, not worth it. In the beginning, when there's a hype, yeah, there is value, but technically right now there's no value. There's people pumping money into it, trying to keep up the value. But where does the money go? It goes nowhere. It goes to people who are selling it. This cigar is good. I need to give some of these out because this cigar is good, no question. I don't think this is expensive either. It's like $5-6 range maybe, and it's pretty good. Now the way of Federal Reserve notes and gold, there's physical gold, right? There's physical gold. Basically, the government is backing the value of that. All right, your government is backing the value of US dollars. They choose to print or not print, but it's still backed by gold. Even though nobody ever sees that gold, it's still backed by that value, saying that America has this much gold, so we can print dollars. So that's in theory connected, but yeah, it's not proportionally to the amount of gold we really have, but that's how much they trust that we really have. In God we trust, right? But at least a government is backing the value of that. You know, your government is not gonna all of a sudden say dollar is worth nothing, but your government can say tomorrow your cryptocurrency is illegal. Then yeah, it's backed by nothing. Who's the one that's controlling that money? You don't know. There's nobody that controlling the money. You just know that there's trade market to it. Nobody is governing that money technically. So it could reach zero in no time. There's a lot of countries that already ban cryptocurrency, bitcoins and stuff like that, because you're undermining dollars, or you're undermining whatever the currency value of their own country. So at any time they can just ban it and you can never use it. You know what I'm saying? Everything that has value is going to reach a peak and crash, and peak and crash. So you gotta know that something is better to be secure than not. When cryptocurrency crashes, nothing's gonna back it up. It's an IOU, at least how I view cash. I think cash is king. Cash is always king. The net worth is never something, it can fluctuate so much more than money, because your net worth is still depends on money, cash, right? Your net worth is depend on cash. Your credit is depend on cash. So without cash, there's nothing. Gold technically is just metal. It has no value. We give it value. So you gotta know everything is we give it value. Right? The value is whatever people think it is. Gold could be, no, actually gold and platinum, silver, they're all conductive. So, you know, copper, they're all conductive. So you don't have to use gold. Gold is not necessarily that much better than any other thing in terms of electronics. So, you know, a nanofiber from carbon will conduct much better than gold. In the future, gold probably won't be using any electronics, only because nanoconductor is better than gold in terms of conducting. So gold will, since it's a limited resource, they will probably use it less. It's easier to get nanoparticle from carbon. You can create carbon nowadays rather than creating gold. So it's a lot easier to negotiate with cash. Yeah, no one's gonna say no to you when you have a stack of cash. Go to any cigar shop, stack of cash on the table. I'm gonna buy a large amount of cigar and you better give me some for free. You think they're gonna say no? You think they're gonna say no? Come on. Go to a car dealer with a stack of cash. You say, I'm here to buy a car. Just a stack of cash. Don't have to hand it to them. Put it on the table. Boom. You're free to test drive any car you want. Cash is king, and always will be, because that is the currency that we spend money. We spend with. It's hard to negotiate with gold bars. That depends how big the gold bar is. I can tell you that for sure. I have experience with a friend that actually went to a car dealer with a gold bar. It was dumb as hell, but he went in there with a gold bar, and just happened that down the street there's a pawn shop, so you could go negotiate with a gold bar. There's a pawn shop down the street. I really enjoyed this cigar today. Could be my mood, could be when we're talking about things, but this cigar is good. Thumbs up for this one. Surprisingly, because you know it's not a name brand per se, but it's good. Diamond example, experience they're thought after because they're pretty and rare, and there again they found huge deposit of diamond. Now they're just pretty. All right, diamond. Go read about the beer. Diamond used to be nothing. Nobody wants it. Okay, nobody wants it. The beer company decided to make a concept that woman, if your man loves you, he'll buy you diamond, because diamond is forever. Diamond is forever. If you get a diamond, your man loves you. And because of that, woman wants it. And because woman wants it, they know that the man will buy it for them, so they raise value. And that value is what gets you. It really doesn't have value, you know. Diamond's just clear stone, and it's not even the clearest thing out there. When they first invented Cuban zirconia, it was actually more clear. It's completely clear. It's too perfect, so perfect. It's more perfect than diamond. There was a huge thing when Cuban zirconia came out. People thought it was perfect diamond, and pawn shop were taking it in at high price. So now they require all Cuban zirconia to have markings on them to know that it's Cuban zirconia. But diamond isn't perfect. And it's all the advertisement from the beer company to get diamond to this value point. Because now you can do man-made, man-grow diamonds, and even that, even though it's the same thing, exact same thing, chemically you can't tell the difference. But as somebody said, lab created, that thing has no value. Same stuff. It's diamond. Same hardness, probably more crystallized, more clear, but because man-made has no value, go figure, right? It's the market. I'm not into diamonds. I'm into shiny stuff though, just not diamonds. I'm not into diamonds. My wife is not that into diamonds either, so lucky me. Liga number 9. Who else still smoking a cigar? I'm on my second one. Somebody's gotta be smoking something good right now. Come on. Is somebody smoking something good right now? Gotta be. Gotta be. While I'm at it, I'm gonna make another announcement about the introduction video. If you haven't made your introduction video, make sure to make it before next Saturday. I'm gonna choose a winner for the Chinese cigar and tea for next Saturday. Next Saturday is the day we're gonna announce who's the winner. Diamond's really not. I still remember when I was young, I watched that commercial. It says diamonds forever, diamonds everything. I never get it. I just, as a kid, it's like, what's so pretty about this thing? It's just a rock. I actually like marbles. Marble looks cuter. Marble, you know those marble balls, marble bees? Those look cooler. But you know, diamond, it's just, yeah, it's one of the hardest material out there. That's pretty much it. We are the most advanced species within light years. World is controlled by shining stuff. I don't know. Some people don't like shiny stuff. Some people like matte, but I like shiny stuff. Gold color stuff, silver color stuff. For example, like, you know, as a car guy, I like carbon fiber, but I don't like those dry matte carbon fiber. I like those shiny carbon fibers. So, you know, go figure. Just finished it, Camacho, Connecticut. Good cigar. That's a good one right there. Sapphires. You know, I want an Alexander Wright. Alexander Wright. Yeah, Alexander Wright. I like the look of it. But yeah, there's so many. The price is just doesn't make sense. It's rock. It costs so much, you know. Now, if I actually think sapphire is a beautiful thing. Thanks to sapphires, we have our screens, we have our watches. Without sapphire, your watch will crack every other day. How cool would it be? Now, let's go back, rewind back a little bit. Rewind. We need to go back to the name of that cigar we gotta make. Because I keep thinking about that cigar. Gotta be a good name. Let's give a good name. Something kick-ass that if you hear somebody say, I'm smoking the cigar called, you'll be like, oh my god, that's a name. Come up with a name. Come up with a name for our summer cigar. I'm very excited about that one. Gotta get the name so that it's gotta be on the band, whatever that is. Let's do it. Let's do it right. Oh, by the way, another person has asked me, is like, when's the next time we're gonna do another logo? We're not gonna do a logo at least for the rest of the year. Let's not do any more logo. That's a lot of work and there's a lot of costs. So let's not do new logo. Let's stay with this 2 logo that we have right now, without all logos and everything. I think that's good enough for now. You know? Do you not like this? I like this. Do you not like this? I'm gonna make a smaller version of this so everybody can buy it. So, you know, but this big ones, I'll be giving it out randomly. Oh, also make sure to come up with a name that we don't get sued. Just so you know, we don't want to get sued for the name. So anything with the word rats, don't use it. Centurion, we're not there yet, so we wouldn't call ourselves Centurions. Something that has to represent us well. That's not the cool name that has to represent us well. What would be a cool name that represents the current progression, our first summer, our first summer? A name that can represent us for being the first summer. Come on, guys. I know you guys have good ideas. You guys always have great ideas. A word that recognizes our first summer. Summary names. Summer. Maduro, beer, alcohol, in the outside, grass. Creation. Shadow creation. That sounds pretty cool. Centurion pronounced Centurion. Centurion. Basically a badass Roman surgeon. We're not Roman. I don't know. Shadow Centurion. How did I read that creation? It's too far for me. I'm reading creation. Shadow Summer creation. Obsidian Shadow. Obsidian Shadow, but isn't Shadow obsidian? But obsidian is like a shiny black. Obsidian Shadow. I think it's time for a poll again. We need to come out a few and then put out a poll. Poll. Obsidian Shadow. That sounds kind of cool. I'm smoking cigar particularly fast today. I don't know why. I guess it's just because I'm such a happy day, happy mood, happy time that I smoke a lot faster today. Usually it will last me an hour or something. Both cigars last me less than an hour today. Good cigar though. I liked it. Both cigars good. Both I recommend. Thumbs up on both. Pitch dark. Pitch dark. Nah, it gotta be something happier than that. Pitch dark. Darkest night. Come on, you gotta come up with something happier, man. Happier, happy. Let's do happy. Summary, happy. Lasting shadows. It just keep going the darker way. You just keep going the darker way. Keep going to the darker way. Dude, go towards more Superman, less like a Batman, man. Towards Superman, less Batman. Tropical sound, tropical shadow. Actually, that sounds pretty cool. Tropical shadow, because what is a tropical shadow? That's pretty cool. Summer shadow creation. Dancing in the shadows. Tropical shadow. Actually, that sounds pretty cool. I didn't even think about that. Tropical shadow. How is tropical shadow looks like? That reminds me of that movie Tropical Thunder, and that was a funny ass movie. I love that movie. I watched it so many times. What do you mean by you people? I love that movie. Piercing the darkness. Still, man. Still dark, man. Again, you need to walk away from that Batman. Still walk away from the Batman. Go closer to the light. Go to the Superman. Go to the Wonder Woman. Go to the Superwoman. Bright, sunny, shiny, crystalline. You know, pure, holy. Something happy, you know? Come up with something happy. Happy stuff is good. Let's be happy. Be happy. I know we can come up with something good. Yeah, we always do come up with something good. It just takes time. But we got plenty of time. Nate. I'm gonna show it. That's okay. I mean, I'm not against you using words, but you know that's no go. That's too happy. I mean, I don't really mind to say that word, fuck, but recently I listened to the song Round Out the Fuck to Give. That's a good song, by the way. You should listen to it. It's a funny song. Happiness and Rainbows, Unicorn. Unicorn. But there's already a unicorn, right? There's already unicorn. We can use unicorn. So there's already a cigar called Pegasus too, right? Can use Pegasus. There's already Radzilla. I can't use Radzilla. 5 o'clock shadow. Hey, Martin is back. Martin, what's going on, man? The 5 o'clock shadows. I don't know. Something like, how about something like Shadowzilla? Shadowzilla, like a Godzilla, Shadowzilla. Shadowzilla. Ashzilla. I don't know. That really had to go with the. But that's a funny one. 5 o'clock shadow. For us, it'll be 2 o'clock shadow because that's the time we gather on Facebook. 2 o'clock. The Happy Man cigar. But what about the woman? Come on, you forgot about Sherry, man. We can come up with something good. It had to fit because our band would be this thing on it, so had to fit, but not too dark, you know. Not going too dark. Something happy, something kick-ass, something like you hear is, oh, that's a pretty cool name. Not too long either. Not like, you know, 5 sentences. The Happy Man cigar. Try to think. Nate, you watch anime, right? You know a lot of anime where like each episode has a title, but they don't use their own, you know, name until the last episode. The last episode usually have the name of that anime. So we need to have a progression, but not go from 0 to 100 all of a sudden, you know. Dusk till dawn. That's actually not too bad. Like an iteration of that. Something close to that. Dust to down. By the way, guys, before you put out the name, research if there's actually a cigar with that name already, so we don't cross with some other one. It's tough. Happy glitter, rainbow, sunshine, gumdrops, candy, flowers, laughter. Happy enough? Come on! I just say don't came out with something too long. It came out with the whole sentence. The tidal wave. Sunset. Tidal wave. Can anybody look it up if there's a cigar called Tsunami? I don't know if there's one. Tsunami, hurricane, something that's not too bad of a natural disaster. That'll be cool too. I know there's already a cigar called Eclipse, so we can't use that. How about Fireball, Shadow Ball, Among the Happy. What? Nightfall thinks you missed out. You missed out. OE. There's a Tsunami Black, Glee in the Shadow. Tsunami Black is the lighter. I mean, even if we call it like Grand Tsunami, that wouldn't be crossing something, right? Grand Tsunami. Nightfall. I don't know. Nightfall is a little bit too dark. I want a summary, happy, cool, related names. Even though it's gotta be Maduro, so it's gotta be dark colored cigar. So, Journey. Something like, I don't know, unification, something like that. Nah, that doesn't sound. That sounds weird. The Grand Tsunami sounds cool. Shadow Tsunami, that doesn't fit really. Grand Tsunami. Grand Tsunami. Wave. The Grand Wave. The Grand. Now we had to put it out as a poll, I guess. We put it in as a poll and see what everybody likes, I guess. Sunset Shadows. Dark Journey. We already have Journey. Let's not use Dark Journey. Journey, if the clan. Dissipating shadows is one thing we don't want to use, man. We're the shadow smoker. If the shadow dissipates, then what do we have? Gotta be something different. But I guess that's something I'm gonna put out a poll, and then we can start throwing ideas out there, see what the rest of the group said. So we can go with that. But we have a lot of idea up here. I think we have enough idea where we can throw a poll. I want to get this project ready by May, and then we'll do the group count at June, and then June and July we can start sending those cigars out. So why not stay with the Journey line? Because Journey is not really our own cigar. It's not our own blend. The next cigar is gonna be blend that I continue to try work with Nolo to get the right blend. It's gonna be our own blend. Nobody else has it. so we want to have a different name, right? So we already have a journey, and that's gonna be a one-time thing, never again, one-time thing. And then we're gonna have something every so often, you know, maybe every other season or maybe half a year, have something for our own, just, you know, fun stuff, but something that different that we can differentiate between that, because the journey line is not something we can continue to do. We cannot keep doing it because it's not our plan. You are giving some good ones. You are giving a lot, but you know, like I said, you went too dark, so we can use those. Obviously, I'm asking you guys for ideas because you guys always come up with the best ideas. You know, 20 brains better than one brain. You know, so that's why I gotta ask. I'm not saying that you don't have good idea. I'm just saying that, you know, for now those are too dark, right? Too dark. And obviously, it can't just be me liking it. It gotta be everybody liking it. We always use poll to the side, right? So it's a group thing. So we gotta make sure everybody in the group has a say in it, and then we'll choose from that point. Travels, voyage. That sounds pretty cool too. I'm not missing the boat this time. Can't be happy assassins because I'm the only assassin here. Man, I'm the only assassin here. Oh, I've been watching too much Zumo. Everything I think is Zumo related. Killing with kindness. Voyage of the Legion. Voyage sounds pretty cool. A voyage, a journey, a voyage. That kind of related to each other, and then you take a voyage in summer. That's kind of cool. Maybe we'll take a poll on it though. We'll take a poll on it. I think we got something going on here. That I think there's enough where we can get some vote, get some opinion on that. And then once we have a list of top winners, we can go about that. And I also want to remind everybody, you know, before, you know, we end this for today, that make sure to keep in mind, we gotta start voting and putting out votes for the first quarter of our top 25 contenders. So make sure you remember what cigar you like the most in this first quarter of the year, so that we can start voting at April. All right, at April, beginning of April, we'll start voting for those, and then we'll keep the top 6, and then we'll go from there. I got a beer so I can be the cigar warlock. You know, back in the day, Facebook actually allowed people to have a title that you can give, but they don't do that anymore. Well, also I will allow everybody just change the name to their title, whatever they want. You know, Dan can be the Punisher, I can be the SoySauceAssassin. You know, everybody can change. You know, cigar warlock and whatever you want to do. But you know, right now they took that away. That was a fun thing. I wish they bring that back. Facebook, if you're looking at this ever, bring back the title thing. Angel Fernandez, New World, Cameroon is your top 10. Make sure to vote for that. Make sure to vote for that for April when that comes up. So I think it's gonna be fun. So what I'm gonna do today, tomorrow, I'll put out the poll for the new cigar, and we'll talk about the new cigar that's coming out sometime this summer, and Tropical Voyage. We'll see. We'll put out a combination of those to see what people like. Yeah, and that's gonna be the summer, and then, you know, I'll put out those informations out. I'll continue to wait. There's only one more sticker that has to come before I can send out those cigars for those. Sherry, I do want to tell you that the 2 cigar on waiting list, he did contact me today, so I think he still wants it. I will see if I can find 1 or 2 more for you if you do still want it, and maybe, you know, one of my own stash, I can give 1 to you too. You can buy 1. So I'll let you know after I send everybody's out. If I have any left, I'll let you know on that one. Anyways, so that's our Saturday. We talk about various things. We talk about Romeo y Julietta. That's a good cigar. You know, a lot of Romeo y Julietta I actually like. So I'm always gonna recommend it because it's that good and they're consistent. And another thing is the Benedito. You can't buy it yet anywhere. Technically, only way to get it is from Nolo, and he did agree to give me some so I can give out those to you guys. So look forward to a giveaway for this cigar because I tried it. It's really good. Thumbs up, especially at that price range that he implied that how much it costs. So we'll go with that. So the first thing you'll find out that we do is we'll do the voting poll for the name, and then we'll move on from there, and then we also do some giveaway soon, sometime next week. And other than that, I'll just see you guys on Facebook, right? And if you watch this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe. If you're new, you don't know what Shadow Smokers Legion is, ask around. Alright, and if you're just watching this video and you kind of missed the chat, you can leave message in the comments below and I always respond to it. We can continue to interact that way. Other than that, we're good. If it doesn't work, I have 1 second. So yeah. Alright, so we're good. Be saucy, guys. Stay nice, stay good, be safe. If you're in the north area and it's gonna rain and snow, be safe, stay warm. Warm weather's coming soon. Don't forget to change your clock, and I'll see you guys soon, okay? Make sure to leave a word in the comment if you missed the chat. See you guys later.